One thing that was glaring to me was that these places were unreal. Like that's for damn certain. When they was in the,
you mean like literally?
Oh, absolutely. It was very clear to me that these backgrounds were not real. Like in a lot of these places that they went, I'm sure they had to film remotely. And you know, films do that as of late anyway. If you're gonna do it, man, just goddamn it, just make it look a little bit more believable. That jungle looked fake as hell when they was in, I guess, South America or something. I just was like, man, it was very carved out. I'm like, jungles don't look like this. There is no beaten path where you can just walk through.
Real safe.
Yeah, like, dude, this ain't where the fucking monkeys at.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Cinecism. I'm Eric.
It's your boy Dante, man, and today we're going to be doing a review on the Netflix original movie, Red Notice.
This movie is about thieves, basically. Primarily focuses on Ryan Reynolds' character by the name of Booth, who is like a world-renowned master thief who is attempting to steal some egg or some shit from like the World War II period. He's competing against another known thief, the number one thief in the world, who's known only as like the Bishop. He forms an unlikely alliance with like a special agent played by The Rock, and they kind of team up, compete against her, and get to this egg before she can get to it. It's kind of like a race between a couple of master thieves to get this MacGuffin.
So The Rock, he's a special agent, but he ended up getting his name besmirched, so they think that he stole one of these eggs. At the beginning of the movie, he thwarts Ryan Reynolds in an attempt to get one of the eggs. It's 3 in a series, and the reason why he wants to get it is that this billionaire basically wants to gift his daughter all 3 of the eggs for her wedding, and I think he's offering $1 billion. What's he offering?
Something ridiculous.
He's offering a lot of money for these eggs.
Then what y'all gonna do with them after? You just gonna put them bitches in a vault?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, so you gonna pay $1 billion for something that's just gonna be an aesthetic decoration? Right? Yeah.
All right, now put them away. Take them, get them out of here.
I love movies like this. These kind of like adventurous heist movies, and the funny thing is we've seen this type of plot before, you know, National Treasure, whatnot, but usually the lead characters are the ones that are in it for just the sheer discovery of it all. You know, they want to just do it for the science or whatever, but there's always a character in these movies that's in it for the money. Yeah. But they're never the main character, but they're the main character in this movie, primarily focused on the thieves that are involved and want to actually steal this shit just for money and gold and what have you.
Let's talk about Booth. He's this master thief. In his mind, he's like the number one, but we found out later that he's like the number 2 master thief in the world. Okay. Right. First of all, I love Ryan Reynolds. He's a fool. And I love his comedic timing in this. Especially, is this the first movie that we've seen him work with The Rock before?
He was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, yeah, he did have a little cameo in that. This is the first time I've seen them star in a film together. I think The Rock can basically work with anybody. And I feel the same way about Ryan Reynolds.
Absolutely.
So I think that was a good pairing.
Yep. It made sense the moment that I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, them two together makes all the sense in the world. I never get tired of either one of them, especially Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds has a pretty much established comedic delivery. Like Ryan Reynolds is going to be him in pretty much every movie that you see him in, but it works. I don't have no problem with you doing it as long as it's done well. And he was probably the highlight for me in this movie, even though The Rock is funny too. He played a great straight man to Ryan Reynolds. He's got to have an arc. At the beginning, we think he's just a self-centered thief that never works with a partner. That's kind of his shtick. He never works with anybody. He always works alone. He don't work well with others. And now he's paired with The Rock and comedy ensues. As the movie goes on, you start to see that there's layers and there's actually real reasons for the reason that he's a thief. Came out of left field a little bit, but it was all right. It was welcome.
Yeah, they tried to give it some more like heart and substance behind it.
I thought it was delivered well. The concept was a bit shoehorned in, but
my dad.
Right.
Never loved this. Right, what's a special agent? What?
Think hardly.
His story was nowhere near as like layered as Ryan Reynolds was. He just like, yeah, my dad was a thief.
I guess he never came home or something.
Yeah, he left it.
There you go. But he probably got locked up. Yeah, man, he was cool. The Rock is just The Rock in here, basically. Whooping ass, taking names.
I got some stuff to say, but I'm going to save it for later.
All right.
About Dwayne Johnson specifically.
I already know what you're going to say, and I look forward to it.
The Bishop is this number 1 master thief in the world. She's been in cahoots with this crime lord to try to steal the egg for him, but we find out later that she's actually been working with him to get Booth to track down the remaining eggs. Remaining one egg, now they have two in their possession. She kind of been playing both sides in order to get ahead of Booth. I like Gal in these types of roles. She brings a certain level of charisma to these types of roles. Because it's like she has a charm to her too, where it's like she's never seen pure evil. It's like it's hard to like dislike her.
You see her in Wonder Woman, which is what she's primarily known for. She's pretty stoic in that, which makes sense. She's like a royal demigod, so that would make sense. But very charming in here. And the comedic stuff was handled quite well. That was the part that kind of surprised me a little bit. But when she delivered those comedic lines, I was like, oh shit, that was funny. I just enjoyed her character. She was a great villain to Ryan Reynolds because they were both clearly narcissistic and self-centered people, but they were both very comedic about it. I guess the second thing I'll say is that it truly is no honor amongst thieves. Yeah, she's the top thief in the world, but she was snitching. She was getting the cops involved.
Listen,
she was working with
triple, quadruple calls.
I can't wait to talk to you about that.
I enjoyed the fight choreography in here, man. It was much better than I was expecting.
Absolutely.
Especially the fight scene between Gal and The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. I thought they were handled very well. Now, having said that, man, first of all, let me talk about The Rock. The Rock is a big man. He's a very large man, okay? I don't care if he has no martial arts or hand-to-hand combat experience. He too large a man to be getting tossed around the way he be getting tossed around in these movies. I don't give a fuck. This man like 260 pounds of raw beef. Now I looked it up. I was like, how much does Dwayne Johnson weigh? This motherfucker, he like 260. Bro.
That's
like,
crazy.
The man is huge, okay? You're not going to toss him around, bro. Like,
no, absolutely not.
Like, even if you know how to like use your body weight to your advantage, right? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to toss a man that large.
Ain't all that jujitsu in the world.
Yeah. Bro, you gonna fuck your back up trying to toss him.
Oh, absolutely. You gonna fuck your back up and he ain't gonna get tossed. This movie, listen, man, I understand that these movies are gonna have twists. You gotta keep the audience guessing. The twists that were represented in this movie are impossible. Do you hear me? So Gal Gadot is working with The Rock, right? They're in a relationship, they're a team. Ryan Reynolds doesn't know any of this throughout the whole movie. We don't know. I never really even suspected him, to be honest. But when she tried to explain all of the twists and turns that were involved, I'm like, dog, there's no way you can account for that many variables. You trying to say that you know that everything Ryan Reynolds will do, which you don't. Ryan Reynolds told a nigga in prison that The Rock was a cop. That right there could have got The Rock killed. I know you ain't playing for that. And then it's like all of these bullets firing at y'all. When they got tortured by that rich guy, the moment they escaped out the hatch, he started dumping on them. Any one of them bullets could have hit them. There's just no way that you could be like, yeah, I put The Rock in your care and I knew that you would get the egg. But like, nigga, no. It's no way that you thought working with that guy was going to not ending them dying. Yeah. The Interpol people was shooting all the hell at them at the end. Any one of them bullets could have hit Gal, The Rock, or Ryan. Yeah. So it's just like, they be trying to make it sound like they could account for every variable. Like we knew at every turn. Like, no, you don't. You don't know what the nigga could have fell, slipped on a banana and died. Like, that would have been the end of it.
Initially, I thought that maybe the Interpol girl was working with her. She caught them like sneaking into that room. I thought that's when it was going to be revealed that her and Bishop were like working together.
It's funny you say that. I had more suspicions and reservations about her than I ever really did about The Rock. And I guess because he was so close.
I think that's what they wanted.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It made way more sense than why she was so gung-ho about getting The Rock off of their tail.
Yes. Then that whole thing about them being in a relationship, I could have probably done without that, but you know.
Yeah, it was weird, honestly.
Yeah.
I ain't feel the chemistry.
Me neither. Not at all.
Not on that level.
No.
You know, maybe just being like a nice little platonic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
them being romantically involved. Close. That wasn't doing it for me. I was like, oh, yeah. Right.
Physically, I could see them being a couple in real life, but in this movie, that did not work for me. They made it obvious that they were, I guess, going to have a sequel to this movie at the end.
What is that today, though? Because I feel like more movies do that than not. And it's not just on Netflix.
I think they leave it. I think they want to leave it like, oh, if this movie does well, then we'll do it. They want to leave it open-ended instead of having like closure to these movies.
But does everything have to be a franchise? It's like, can we just
get... They want money.
Yeah, I know, yeah, right. What am I saying? Anyway, right.
It's very few movies that I'd be like, I really would like to see how the story continues.
Yeah.
I don't be feeling like a lot of these movies warrant a sequel. Like, I don't feel like I would want to watch this again. even though I thought it was a solid movie, it's like ultimately it's kind of forgettable. My want or yearning for a sequel is based on, I guess, how much more of the story I want to see. Like for this, I don't feel like the story needs to continue.
That's a very good point. And that's how I felt at the end of this. And that's why I didn't think that a sequel was necessary. This just felt like the period at the end of a sentence. Like, what the fuck else? Yeah, I get it that there could be more stories. They're thieves, they're on the run, but I didn't feel like I wanted to see it. And quite frankly, with the new movie and The Rock and Gal Gadot being a couple, probably going to be primarily focused on a bit more, that does not intrigue me at all.
Break up in the sequel.
Oh my God, you know how that's gonna go. We could tell you what the sequel gonna be about right now. You know, I know what's gonna happen in there.
So overall, I thought Red Notice was a decent watch. It was a nice little crime or thief. What do you call this genre of movies?
Indiana Jones.
It was very reminiscent of that. I enjoyed The Rock and Ryan Reynolds' chemistry together. I thought it was a interesting little twist in there. Thought it felt a bit forced, but you know, the fact that they tried to do something a little different, I guess, was kind of cool. I think all in all, I'm gonna give Red Notice it was a 7 out of 10.
I had fun with this movie. It's a fun movie to watch. It's got a great cast of people and they got good chemistry together, which is the most important thing in a movie like this because it's not heavily story focused. You know, it's a pretty basic story, but it's carried mostly by Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, and I thought they did a pretty good job. The comedy, I thought this movie was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably the highlight of the movie, if I'm gonna be really honest. It's not a must see, but if you catch it, I think you'll probably have a good time watching it. I'm gonna give this a 7 as well. If you come across it, it's worth checking out.
Thanks for tuning in to our review of the Netflix original movie, Red Notice. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you have any suggested reviews that you'd like to see us do, don't forget to drop a comment below.
Absolutely. And if you guys have seen Red Notice, please let us know what you thought. How'd you feel about the action? How'd you feel about the chemistry? How'd you feel about the possibilities of a sequel? We'd like to know that as well. Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank y'all.
Peace.